And here are the text message results of your predictions for the Cotto Quintana fight. 59% say it will go under 8 rounds. 41% say over 8 rounds. Either way, whoever wins this fight, a great night for Puerto Rico. In a newspaper website poll on the island, 59% thought Cotto would win. 41% went with Quintana. Far from overwhelming for Cotto in the eyes of the astute fans. Meanwhile, in another paper, 70% said they'd like to see Quintana win. The notion that he's perceived perhaps as a good guy and a hard-working person. Nevertheless, this fight has sparked hot debate in Puerto Rico.
And we should point out, this is a massive ring. So for Carlos Quintana, there's plenty of room for him to move. And he'll want to show some movement against Cotto.
Cotto, as you know, one of the hardest body punchers in the sport. A natural left-hander who fights righty, which is why he's so effective with both hands. Quintana attacking to the body. Cotto feels he's even stronger now at 147 and has more stamina. He can go all out, not conserve energy, he feels.
You know, mentioned in the keys that Quintana will go to the body. We think of Cotto as the body. Cotto's a terrific body puncher. But Quintana will go down there as well. And we see it even early in this fight.
Quintana, long, tall, quick-handed southpaw, a natural welterweight. He says his skills, not the weight, will determine the winner here.
No small point to be considered here. We've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning again. This is only the third southpaw as a pro Cotto has faced. He had big trouble against DeMarcus Corley when he fought him.
And Corley, who rocked Cotto early in their fight, doesn't hit nearly as hard as Quintana.
Great right hand by Cotto, and Quintana shrugged it off. But Quintana is staying on the inside more with Cotto than I would have expected him to. He's rumbling with Cotto. Good idea? I don't know.
We'll find out as Cotto digs in. Hard work rate for Cotto.
Cotto's cutting off the ring very well against Quintana, but look at Quintana counterpunch. This is going to be a very, very entertaining match.
Off to a solid start. Cotto typically not a fast starter. He usually takes his time, analyzes his opponent, then goes to work. Not so tonight.
Very interesting first round. More punches landed by Quintana, but a couple of very hard ones by Cotto.
The thing about Quintana, he's a consummate boxer who can fight. To slip. He has a very tough mentality, has decent power, but of course doesn't hit like Cotto. But he feels Cotto may be underestimating his power.
Quintana's negating his height and reach advantage by bending into Cotto. It's one thing he sometimes does, and this was a fight in which he shouldn't do that. Great jab by Cotto.
So an action-packed opening round here in Atlantic City between Cotto and Quintana. They are going at it. Our translator, Felix De Jesus.
Breathing deep. Breathe hard. Be calm. Here comes the water. That's it. Breathe nicely. First round. Okay.
No te quiero desesperado. No te quiero
sí, claro. Ya sintió las manos esto.
Quintana was hit with some shots by Cotto. Here's the straight right hand. Now, he cuffed him a little bit with that punch, but still got a nice one in. And the movement, very important in this fight. You see Quintana and Cotto get their legs crossed there, and that's going to happen with a righty and a lefty, and it'll happen a lot in this fight. I'll tell you what, Quintana landed some very good straight left hands in that round, Steve. I'll be looking to see what impact that has on Cotto.
Quintana has been down only once in his career, 23 fights, and it was his last fight. In the first round, a flash knockdown against Joel Julio. Of course, Quintana came back to win by unanimous decision.
And if ever there was a fight to prepare you for Cotto, it would be to fight Joel Julio, who fights in a very similar style. And by the same token, Cotto fought Paulie Malignaggi, who also has, though he's a righty, has some of the same traits as Quintana. So these two fighters had very good fights leading into this to help them.
Malignaggi fighting a courageous, boxing fight.
Excellent performance.
We'll take a close look on that note at Quintana's face right now. In several of Cotto's fights, his opponent's face has looked very different at the end of the fight, as in swollen and disfigured. Just ask Malignaggi or Gianluca Blanco.
Now, Quintana is the real welterweight, if you will. He's been welterweight his whole career for the most part. Cotto moving up. And we got the impression that Quintana felt he could stand with Cotto if he had to, that he's the true welterweight. But we'll see. And for the most part, he's doing that. Although he is moving, he's not running.
If Quintana can manage to get Cotto in a defensive mode, he'll be in a lot better shape. That is one way to get to Cotto, and also, of course, to box him.
He doesn't move back well.
So a lot of side-to-side here from Quintana. Worst thing you can do is move straight back against Cotto. Cotto trying out the right hand.
The Quintana jab has not been as effective as it might be early in this fight, and that's allowing Cotto to get inside a little bit better.
When you think of Cotto, Al, of course, you think of him being a slugger. Do you think he has an underrated jab?
Absolutely. He's got an excellent jab, and in fact, is a very good ring technician. His only liabilities have been defensive. On offense, he does everything.
So it's been a quick pace here from the outset. Things finally settling down for the moment. Cotto digging to the body. Cotto now more measured, but in stalking fashion.
Now he's now following Quintana around the ring, not cutting it off as much, Cotto, and that's been a little bit of a problem for him and might be allowing Quintana to take this round.
How you doing? Okay, nice and calm. Okay, give me some water. Okay. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Much better? Much better round. He's going to stay. Don't worry about it.